So I was not expecting this news today. Oh, and when the sonographer goes quiet, you just start to panic, don't you? So went to the day unit, got strapped up to this machine to check that the baby's moving and her heart rate. I just don't want to be scared that something's going to happen to her. And I was like, I'm not ready to have this baby yet. So it is week 32. Week 32. I can't believe it. I know I say that all the time. Sorry about that. But I am actually up early with my makeup on because we've got a scan this morning, which I'm really excited about but nervous about. Obviously, it's normal. The only benefit of having a scan, not the only benefit, of course, but the only benefit of having a scan this late on when you're so nervous all the time is because I can feel her moving, so I know she's around. Do you know what I mean? When you're like a rainbow baby mum and you've been told it during a scan before that the baby's gone. I mean, I'll still think that, but I did feel her move about 5 minutes ago, so it's weird what your mind can do. You can think, oh God, I hope she's still all right now. But anyway, 32 weeks, got the scan today to check her growth, and then I've got a call with the consultant today to find out what the next steps are really for me in terms of C-section. She's due on January the 7th, so the C-section's normally a week before, although that would fall on New Year's Day, so I'm guessing they're gonna, well, when I spoke to her last time, probably leave me a couple of days and bring me in after, so I'm 39 plus, which the only problem with that is I'm just worrying a lot at the moment when I'm asleep. It sounds really weird, but I'm not really sleeping that well because I'm panicking that, you know, like I might bleed out or something like last time. Even though I've had no bleeding later in pregnancy, but it's just a worry. George, the good news is George, my little George, and you know George, he came at 33 weeks, 2 days, and you've seen him, it was a struggle and it was really challenging mentally, but this has been this has been an experience. So to get to 33 weeks even where George was, I'll be really, really happy. Obviously it's not going to be ideal with Christmas around the corner and, you know, leaving her in hospital and stuff. I hate the idea of that, but I'm at a zone soon that I'm going to feel like she might be just okay. I know there are complications that can come up with babies coming early, but I'm feeling a bit more confident. I might even venture out to get the pram in the next week or 2 or 3. So I was not expecting this news today. Oh, right. So I've been for my scan at Blackpool Victoria Hospital, 32-week scan. And initially when I went in, everything was fine. She was taking a while measuring. And when the sonographer goes quiet, you just start to panic, don't you? So I was just thinking, oh God, what the hell? And she kept measuring a certain bit. Anyway, as we were leaving, she said, you need to go to the day unit. Your baby's measuring a bit small. So I was just like, oh, for God's sake. So went to the day unit, got strapped up to this machine to check that the baby's moving and her heart rate. Luckily, all that was okay. But they did find that I was having contractions, which isn't ideal. So a few days ago I was working and all of a sudden I got like these kind of contraction type pains. Anyway, panicked me and the bottom of my back was really sore. I rang the hospital. They said to take some paracetamol, ring back in an hour. I explained the situation with the short cervix, etc. They said to ring back in an hour. Anyway, I didn't need to ring back in an hour. I actually felt okay afterwards, so I just left that. Didn't think really much of it, but then when I went for this check, they said, do you know you're having regular contractions? Can you feel them? I was like, no, I can't feel them at all. So she was like, right, okay. She said, it's just playing on my mind that you've got this short cervix. So although we can't measure your cervix, I want to check whether it's open or closed, that I'm not dilating. Well, you can imagine I was like, I'm not ready to have this baby yet. So anyway, I was waiting for a doctor to come in, and then the doctor came in, and basically it's like a smear test, you know, one of those things that goes into your fairy and then opens a little bit. It was like that. And then he had a good check in there, and so luckily my cervix was closed, which thank God. But the only problem is they can't see how much is left. So at any point that cervix can open, I guess, and that's quite scary. So they went to see the consultant afterwards. She said, now the baby's measuring a bit on the small side. It might just be one of these things, you know, like she's not had a growth spurt for this week, or, you know, she's measuring a bit small. I think she's measuring, when I looked at the graph, about 3.5 pounds, which actually, when I looked at it when I got home, it doesn't seem that small, but they seemed concerned. I don't know whether that's just a general thing that happens when towards the end of your pregnancy. So anyway, they've said that basically I need to take it easy, go back in around 33 weeks next week, go back in at 33 weeks, which is next week, and have another scan to not check the baby's size. They said they don't do that at this next one in case they just miss a growth spurt and make a decision, the wrong decision. So what they'll do is check the placenta, and also check the waters are okay around the baby. And then if that all looks okay, at 34 weeks, they'll measure her again. And at that point, then they'll make a decision whether to bring her out early or carry on the pregnancy. So yeah, a bit nervous about all that. Wasn't expecting that news. Obviously, I'm aware I've come a lot further than a lot of people with a short cervix without the stitch as well. So I'm thankful to be this far, and I'm not wanting to sound totally at all ungrateful, because I am really happy with that, but I'm just not ready to face reality. I'm in my pregnancy bubble, she's kicking away, and I'm happy. I just don't want to be scared that something's going to happen to her, or she's come early, is she going to be okay, are there going to be complications? Obviously, the further you're on, the healthier your baby's going to be. Not always the case, because you do see some babies thriving as soon as they're born at like 32 weeks. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, and then that news coupled with my mum going into hospital. She had an event with her heart. So she's only just come out yesterday, which was really hard. She went in on Sunday. She's had various tests because they couldn't find the problem. She could have had a heart attack or stroke, they've said. She definitely had a heart event. She had a stroke last year, and they've managed to find, they think the cause of it is high blood pressure. So she's out, but coupled with that and everything else, it's just been a really crap week. But as I said, it could be a lot worse, and I'm positive and I'm thankful to be in this position. So don't want to come across all doom and gloom, but obviously it's just another thing that's on my mind, really. Is this baby actually going to be okay? Like, why do they need to check this? Why do they need to check that? You know, overthinking, over worrying, and just basically I'm out of control, and I don't deal well being out of control. This is the thing with, I told you before, I've got health anxiety, and I worry about uncertainty. That's just something that I don't deal well with. So this is quite difficult, because I just don't know what the outcome's going to be and when it's going to happen, and if I'm going to have my rainbow at the end. So that's where I'm up to. I hope you have had a lovely week anyway, and I'll chat to you soon.